Conduit 2.0 launches Thursday, June 6th. Building leaders, crafting legacies. Again, building leaders. We work with excellent craftspeople that are excellent human beings, and we're helping them build a legacy business. A legacy being something that can be passed on. So a lot of you guys wondering if you've never heard of Conduit. The origin story is I've been in the trades for 18 years, and probably 15 years ago, I was wondering what value could I add to the marketplace beyond Custom Shower Glass, which is a company I own called Alluring Glass. Our business is a B2B2C business. As I was getting with other business owners, I was thinking, gosh, maybe I'll just be an encourager. I'll be like a Barnabas in the Bible where he was just an encourager. Or as I got to know these guys, I was like, oh my gosh, they all struggle with the exact same thing. You know, they struggle with client acquisition, they struggle with client fulfillment, they struggle with job costing, they struggle with labor challenges, they struggle with company cultures, etc. And so Conduit was actually launched 12, 15 years ago, and the ambition was to provide resources in the form of small groups and quarterly workshops for our friends that lead and own businesses. So as we fast forward to Conduit 2.0, we're thinking, all right, what can we do to professionalize Conduit? Because we talk about professionalizing the industry in the trades. What can we do to professionalize Conduit? So Conduit is a private learning community for tradespeople. A private learning community for tradespeople. One of the things that we recognized is in corporate America, there were tons of resources for business owners and leaders in corporate America to tap into, and not to say that you can in the trades, but the Gehring Institute, or if you look at Ocean or Centrifuge or Alluring, or I could name another dozen organizations that as professionals in corporate America, you can tap into those resources. But in the trades, what do you actually tap into? What we looked at was an opportunity to fill a pain point for trades leaders and owners, to provide a private learning community to help them grow personally and help them grow professionally. So why does Conduit exist, right? So you've got the gray hairs and the no hairs, right? Some people call it the silver tsunami. You've got aging out master craftsmen, and you have an abundance of young people that have either been encouraged to go into college to get a formal education, and they graduate from college and they don't know anything about the trades, but many of them, I employ several of them, that come into the trades, but they don't have skills. Then there's other young people that don't go to college and they come straight into the trades. But the gap from the masters to the young people that are coming in is substantial. And so Conduit's purpose is to get alongside these owners and leaders and help them build businesses that attract, and then we would say train and retain that talent. So what we've recognized is in the trades business owners, they don't need Conduit's assistant in being a master craftsman. They got that down. What they need assistance with is being a master business owner, right? They need leadership, management, and CEO training so they can build legacy businesses. A legacy business, again, is something that you can pass on. Maybe you want to sell it. Maybe you don't want to sell it, but if you build it to be able to sell it, to have a valuation of it, right, that you could sell it, the systems and processes that would need to be in place are daunting. And so Conduit wants to get alongside the leaders and owners in businesses and help them build businesses that are sustainable, businesses that are scalable. So as I said, Conduit's on a mission to professionalize the industry. And one of the things that we talk about is for Conduit members is to create clear differentiation, which might include certification, from the tradespeople that are unethical, we would call them hacks. All of the members of Conduit are reputable, excellent human beings that do excellent work. They're the people that you want doing your deck and doing your basement and doing your kitchen and doing your bath and building your home. They're the ones that you want working at your house. We can vouch for all these guys within Conduit. And we want to create a clear separation between the professional craftsmen and the hacks in the industry, which might include certification. So what is Conduit? Conduit, again, is a private learning community, a membership-based learning community. We've been fortunate enough to have people like Paul Balsher that are in 4.0 and Kelly Dolan, although you don't look old enough, Kelly, to be in 4.0. These leaders that are partners, that are owners of Conduit, have tremendous experience in the marketplace. They have both decided to take their 4.0 and invest it in Conduit to help build people that build businesses. Likely, many of us couldn't afford to have people like Paul and people like Kelly on our advisory team. But as a member of Conduit, you have those two as owners of Conduit, you have access to them, and you have a plethora of other incredibly established business owners and leaders that you can glean from. One of them that a lot of you guys that are bourbon drinkers, know and love, Ken Lewis, who is the owner of, although he's semi-retired, from New Riff Bourbon, the distillery. But Ken is somebody that Conduit members, myself, have tapped into to say, hey, teach us what you know about building businesses. People like Kevin Raines that have built, CarStar and sold it for millions of dollars. People like Kevin he's currently an EOS, an entrepreneur operating system coach, but we have access to people like Kevin Raines and John Herman, another implementer that Alluring Glass has used for 4 to 5 years, an incredible EOS implementer, having access to them. People like Dave Phillips that arguably him and his wife, Leanne, have built the most successful nonprofit in Cincinnati called Cincinnati Works, and he has been helping to mentor me specifically for CAP, which, by the way, CAP, the Conduit Apprenticeship Program, is a byproduct of Conduit. Conduit was launched arguably 12 to 15 years ago. CAP was just launched 5 years ago to solve the talent labor challenge, right? So CAP, as many of you guys know, in this year, 2024, we were in 18 schools and we worked with over 250 students. So again, you'll start to see how Conduit and CAP overlap. So Conduit's unique selling proposition, we have peer-to-peer learning. So not only do we have people like Paul Balsher that are overseeing all the curriculum that's being offered, he also has a group of facilitators, AKA coaches, that he's training. Those coaches facilitate the mastermind groups. Paul Balsher is approving all the curriculum, all the content that we consume. So when you look at the wealth of information between Kelly Dolan and Paul Balsher and all the other leaders, the peer-to-peer, one of the things that we look at from a membership standpoint is you may hire a coach and extract as much wisdom and insight as you can from them over the course of 6 months, a year, maybe 2 years. But at some point, you might say, I've gleaned as much wisdom as I can get from this coach. Within Conduit, as Conduit continues to grow, you have access to more and more leaders that you can glean from. So people like myself, I'll be 58, I'm working on my 48-year plan that, right, man makes plans, God laughs at our plans. But that means for arguably the next 48 years or so, I can glean wisdom from just more and more leaders as Conduit continues to grow. And as I mentioned, Paul Balsher overseeing all the content and all the curriculum. We have customized content that is delivered to us in full day annuals, in 3 quarterly half days, in monthly speaker series, as well as the mastermind groups. You're going to get tailored content to address present day challenges. Additionally, Conduit will be offering vetted professional service companies. So if you need a fractional CFO or a bookkeeping service or help with HR or help with an accelerator craftsman program, you're going to have access to toolkits that might have templates. So a cash flow forecast like a HR or a cash flow forecast template, that you'll have access to templates that you can plug and play, and you'll have access to professional services that you can hire out. That'll be an added service. Again, vetted professional services that you're going to have access to. Lastly, why did we monetize it? So for the past 12 or 15 years, everything's been free. And in full transparency, some of the content that Conduit's offered over the last 12 to 15 years has been amazing. And some of the content's been pretty good. And some of the content has not been very good. But to monetize it, that ups the ante, right? You expect, if you're going to pay a membership fee, you expect all the content to be amazing. You expect the experiences to be amazing. And when you look at building a scalable or a sustainable or scalable business, it has to be amazing. Just like your business, you have to offer the best products and the best service. So does Conduit. Conduit needs to offer the best products and the best service for us to be sustainable and for us to be scalable. Why monetize it? To professionalize the industry. If we're going to expect the business owners like myself and yourself to professionalize your industry with all your subs, etc., then let's professionalize Conduit. Let's build something that is a legacy-based business, a business that you and I would be proud to represent, a business that will help us build something that will outlive us. That's Conduit 2.0.